Driving emergencies. The last section dealt with rules for safe driving, for handling speed and space, for making sure others see you, and making sure you see others. If you do these things well, you will seldom get into trouble. However, even the safest drivers can find themselves in a tight spot. Handling these emergency situations is what the next section is all about. Avoiding collisions. This happens to almost everyone if they drive long enough. When drivers think they are about to crash, most just hit the brakes as hard as they can. Often this locks the wheels and puts the car into a skid, making things worse. Push the brake pedal hard. When the car starts to skid, quickly let up on the brake, then quickly push it down again. Braking may be the right thing to do, but it is not the only thing to do. To avoid a crash, you can do three things. You can stop quickly, you can turn quickly, you can speed up quickly. To stop the car quickly in an emergency, you hit the brake with an on and off pumping action. Here's the way to do it. Use this quick pumping action until the car is stopped. Pumping the brakes is generally the best way to stop in an emergency or when driving on a slippery surface. The car will stop more quickly and you can continue to steer. To turn as quickly as possible, you must follow these steps. Always drive with your hands on opposite sides of the steering wheel. This position lets you turn the wheel the greatest distance in the shortest time. To avoid something, turn the wheel halfway around in the direction you want to go. As you pass the obstacle, turn the wheel all the way around in the other direction to get back into your lane. As you return to your lane, turn to straighten the wheel. If you can, stay off the brakes while you turn. Remember, once you have turned away from something, you must be ready to turn back again quickly. Many people steer away from one crash only to end up in another. Sometimes you have to speed up to avoid a crash. This may happen when another car is about to hit you from the side or from behind. In a car with a manual transmission, shift quickly into a lower gear and push the gas pedal to the floor. If the car has an automatic transmission, just push the gas pedal to the floor. Steer straight ahead. Do not apply the brakes. Ease off the gas and slow down gradually. If you won't be able to stop in time to keep from hitting something, steer away from it. Drive off the road if necessary. It's still better than hitting another car. When you turn back onto the road, turn the wheel sharply back onto the pavement. Be prepared to turn the wheel sharply back in the other direction as soon as both right tires are on the pavement. Once in a while, through inattention, the right wheels will drop off the pavement. Or to avoid a collision, it may be necessary to drive completely off the road. When this happens, the thing to do is stay off the road as long as you can and slow down as much as possible. It is easier to turn back onto the road at lower speeds. This lessens the chance of a skid, especially if you're turning onto a soft shoulder. If you don't, you're likely to find yourself in the oncoming lane before you know it.
Skid recovery. The best way to handle a skid is not to get into one. However, if you suddenly feel the rear of the car begin to slide sideways, here's what to do. Stay off the brake. If you apply the brakes when skidding, your wheels may lock, making the skid worse. Turn the steering wheel quickly in the direction you had intended to go. You'll probably do this naturally. That is, if the rear of your car is swinging to the right, turn the steering wheel to the right. If the rear of the car is swinging to the left, turn the wheel to the left. As the car begins to straighten out, turn the wheel back the other way to prevent overshoot. Keep the wheels pointed in the direction you want them to go. Head-on collisions. This is the kind of emergency you will probably never face. But if you do, you'll have to react quickly. First, honk your horn. If the driver has drifted into your lane because he's dozing, distracted, or drunk, his first reaction would be to swerve back into his own lane. Second, Pull to the right as far as you can. Even if you get hit, it will be a glancing blow. Anything is better than a head-on collision.